Hi everybody. After that bit of a software disaster we had today, I promised I would do another one of these tutorials. So I'm going to get straight into this. I'm going to do it step by step, and hopefully the software won't crash or do anything ridiculous in the meantime. Okay, so I've got my usual stage here. I have a layer with all of my titles, which I'm going to keep hidden. I've got a layer with my background, which I'm going to leave up. And then I have another layer here for buttons, which is actually empty. You can see there's nothing on it. Okay, so I'm going to import two buttons. I go File, Import to Library. I go to my desktop, I go on in, and there I've got two green, red buttons. And they'll come straight into the library. There's the green one, and there's the red one. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the red one onto that first frame on the button layer. Now, to hop between these, we need another frame. So I'm going to go up to frame 10, and I'm going to put in 3 new frames. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a blank keyframe. So we're starting kind of from a fresh page here with our green button. And you're going to drag that over. Now you'll notice the background and the titles have gone because I need to put frames in there just to bring them up to date. Okay, so on frame 1, we've got a red button. On frame 11, let's say we've got a green button. Now, the XY coordinates of them isn't identical because I just dropped them. But if I go over to properties, if I select the button, you'll see it says 742 by 507. So if I go on in here and just type in 742 by 507, you'll see they are now in exactly the same location. Now, all I want to do with the two of these is put in a piece of code so that when I click the red one, it brings me to the green one. And when I click the green one, it brings me to the red one. Okay, so first thing I do, I'm going to turn it into a button symbol. So I right click on the red button and I go convert to symbol. Gives me my usual options. Make sure I choose button, and I'm going to call it button1 underscore BTN. Now I always do these things in lowercase. Button1 underscore BTN. There we go. So that's the name of my button. So I'm going to copy that. And over here, I'm going to paste that into the instance name as well. We discussed this today. So that's that done. Okay, so I'm going to go to my green one. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to right click, convert to symbol. I'm going to call this button2 underscore BTN. I'm going to copy that and say OK. And then I paste that into our instance as well. Okay, so we have our two buttons named. Our very first one is button1 underscore BTN, and our second one is button2 underscore BTN. Now, all I need to do at this stage is insert my code and put in my frame labels. Okay, so I'm going to put the code in, so hang on there for 1 second. I have the code here saved. I'm going to copy it. So I right click on the frame for button 1, and I go to actions, and I paste in my code, and there it is. So we spoke about this many times. Button1 underscore BTN, it listens out for a click, and when it does, it calls the button2 function, and the button2 function is to go to and play a frame label called button2. Okay, so that's that. Now, that action script is in there. I'm now going to put the action script onto the other frame. So I right click here, I go into actions, and I paste it in. Almost the same, except this time it should say button 2, because it's going to be listening for button 2. We're going to call the function button 1 because we want it to go back to button 1. And we want the frame label that it goes to be button 1. So it's essentially exactly the same code, but we just changed some of the numbers so that it would work. Now the only thing we're missing now is frame labels, and we don't have any. So if I click on this first frame and go over here, I can just type in button 1, which is what the action script is going to be looking for. And if I click on the second one, I can type in button 2, which is what the action script is going to be looking for. Now you can't see button 2 there because there isn't enough frames to show it, but if I put some more frames in here, you'll see that there's button 2. Okay, so quick recap. Here in button 1, we have our action script listening out for button1 underscore BTN. When it's clicked, it will call the go button 2 function. And the go button 2 function is simply a go to and play the frame label button 2, which is right here. And if we click on that layer, you'll see that it's listening out for the button 2 here. It calls the go button 1 function, and the go button 1 function is to go back to the frame label button 1. Okay, so that should just work for us now. So let's run it and see. Well, at least it didn't crash this time. Okay, red button, green button, green button, red button. Okay, it didn't crash. How wonderful is that? Okay, so that's it. You should be able to follow this now step by step and do exactly the same with yours. You can choose any buttons that you wish. It really doesn't matter. You can use a picture of a dog and a turkey. It's fine. You can just type in a piece of text that says button 1, button 2. If you can get this and you can do one of these from scratch, just copying in the code, you will be more than able to do the assignments that are coming up, because the presentations that we're going to be doing are all about clicking from one button to another to present different things. So it's going to be perfectly fine. Any problems with this? Just let me know.